Well, well, well. Would you look at that? Hey everyone, I'm sorry that there's been a bit of a delay between Phase 1 and Phase 2. In all honesty, I thought that there was a lack of interest following Phase 1 of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, but following the big announcement that Nintendo and Illumination decided to drop as an early Christmas present of sorts, I'm back with Phase 2. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Just a quick recap, these are just going to be major plot overviews of these projects, castings, things of that nature. Nothing too serious, not like our MCU, but here's my, I guess, Christmas present to you all. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the 8 projects that make up the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, Phase 2. The first project of Phase 2 is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and to go over the castings real quick, we have Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, Hugh Jackman as Charmander, and Tom Hardy as Rayquaza. Now, most of the general premise is the same as the game. Pikachu is a human, but somehow got turned into a Pokemon. Charmander finds Pikachu on the beach, and they go on many adventures and learn more about Pikachu's origin throughout their time together. They face off against many legendary Pokemon, including the Kanto Bird Trio, Groudon, and finally Rayquaza. The reason they need to face Rayquaza is so they can convince him to stop an asteroid set to hit Earth. And at the very end, we think that Pikachu dies and turns back into a human, but instead, he stays as Pikachu, and him and Charmander will continue to have adventures inside the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. So this is how Pokemon is going to get introduced in the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. I know some of you will probably be upset that it's not Detective Pikachu, but Ryan Reynolds still gets to be Pikachu. I just think this way works better because you get to get introduced to a lot more Pokemon, and we also don't have to worry about human actors versus animated actors. So I think it's just easier overall. That is how Pokemon is introduced in the MCU. Let's go ahead and move on to the next project of Phase 2. Second project of Phase 2 is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. To go back over the cast from the first movie, we have Jacob Tremblay returning as young Link and Emma Berman returning as young Zelda. But we also have some additional actors to go through this time around. We have Jensen Ackles voicing adult Link, Idina Menzel voicing adult Zelda, Idris Elba voicing Ganondorf, and Rashida Jones voicing Navi. So basically what happened since the first project is that Link has returned to Kokiri Village following the events of the first movie. Now one day he's awakened by a mysterious creature calling herself Navi, who warns Link that Zelda needs to see him. She's in danger. Link meets up with Zelda, who informs Link that the evil Ganondorf is attempting to find the completed Triforce in order to give himself godlike powers and conquer the Hyrule Kingdom. In order to stop Ganon, Link will need to obtain the 3 sacred stones and enter the Sacred Realm to obtain the Triforce before Ganon does. Zelda also instructs Link that he needs to obtain the Master Sword and master the usage of the Ocarina of Time in order to complete his quest and save Hyrule. Link obtains the Master Sword and he is teleported years into the future where he becomes adult Link. Link then collects the 3 stones and he and Zelda team up to fight Ganondorf before he can obtain the Triforce. While Link seemingly kills Ganondorf, is he actually dead? Only time will tell. So this is a quick overview of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Of course, it is a legendary game for Nintendo 64, one of my personal favorite Legend of Zelda games, and I think that it will eventually get a animated adaptation of some sort, and if it does, let's hope that they do it justice. So that has been Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, second project. Let's move on to the third. The third project of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe is Super Mario Bros. 3 Yoshi's Island. So we have most of the same cast returning from the first project. We got good old Star-Lord as Mario, Charlie Day as Luigi, Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, and Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, and of course Aman Vellani as Yoshi. We also have Kevin Michael Richardson returning as Kamek, and Tara Strong voicing Bowser Jr. The plot of the project is really straightforward. Yoshi describes the island we saw in the first Mario movie as an island called Yoshi's Island. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and DK all go with Yoshi to explore the island, but while they're there, Kamek turns the 5 into babies, as instructed by Bowser Jr., who is needing to capture the heroes for his father, who's going to kill them as revenge for what they did to him by trapping him in a bottle at the very end of the first Mario movie. Yoshi goes on a mission to save the heroes by teaming up with other Yoshis, and after rescuing the heroes, Yoshi manages to fight off Bowser Jr., who has been enhanced by Kamek's power. After beating Kamek and Bowser Jr., Yoshi threatens to eat Kamek unless he turns the heroes back to normal. Kamek complies, and the ending shows the heroes celebrating Yoshi's victory. So that's Yoshi's Island. I think we will eventually get a Yoshi's Island type project. I think that they'll probably get a big actor or actress to voice Yoshi, and I think this is coming eventually, but I wanted this to be the plot, and I wanted to put it into Phase 2. So that is the Super Mario Bros. 3 movie in Phase 2. Let's go ahead and move on to our first special of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. So the next project, as I just mentioned, is a Halloween special, and it is Luigi's Mansion. So this is the first of a few specials that will be in the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, and this one, of course, is a Halloween special. So the cast is as follows. We have Luigi, played by Charlie Day. We have Dr. Egad, played by Jack McBrayer, and King Boo, voiced by Beck Bennett. So essentially what happens is that Luigi visits the haunted mansion he discovered in the very first Mario movie to see if he can find any treasure in the mansion. While there, he runs into Dr. Egad, who said that the mansion has been overrun with ghosts, but he's come up with a new invention, the Poltergust 3000, a device capable of absorbing the ghosts. All he needs is someone to capture the ghosts for him. Luigi is initially sort of skeptical to use this and insists that they call Mario for help, but Egad insists that he will do just fine. And along the way, we see Luigi capture ghosts, and he eventually discovers and faces King Boo. Luigi is victorious, and Dr. Egad gives him the Poltergust 3000 as thanks for his help. Again, very straightforward, a Halloween special. There will be more specials coming down the line, don't you worry, but again, I think that Luigi's Mansion is perfect as a Halloween special, so let's go ahead and move on to the next project. The next project is Fire Emblem Blade of Light. So first, let's go over the cast. We have Tom Hiddleston as the voice of Marth, we have Brad Bird as the voice of Garneth, and Dennis Haysbert as the voice of Midas. The story follows the plot of the game fairly closely. The story takes place on the continent of Arachnia and follows the story of Marth, the banished prince of Altia, who lost the throne after the evil Garneth seized control of the kingdom with help of his shadow dragon, Midas. Marth has to use his mystical weapon, the Blade of Light, to reclaim his kingdom, and the story follows him doing just that. We end off with Marth defeating both Garneth and Midas, and it is revealed that the story of the project is being told by an old woman to a young girl, who goes by the name of Lucina. So there are going to be a few Fire Emblem projects in the MCU. They're not going to be super connected, you're going to see what I mean by the time we get to Phase 5, but their stories, they follow the premise of the games, they're pretty fun, so this is the first one, it'll be in Phase 2. Let's go ahead and move on to the next project of Phase 2. The next project is Star Fox. In the cast, we have Fox McCloud, voiced by Seth MacFarlane, Falco, voiced by Nicolas Cage, Peppy Hare, voiced by Sir Patrick Stewart, Slippy Toad, voiced by Scott Grimes, Wolf, voiced by Michael Keaton, and Andros, voiced by Ian McDermott. The Star Fox team, consisting of Fox McCloud, Falco, Peppy, and Slippy, are hired to defend their homeworld of Corneria and the entire Lilat system against the evil Andros and his team, who have declared war against the entire system. Along the way, Star Fox is forced to confront the evil Star Wolf team, which is led by Wolf, who's been hired by Andros to wreak havoc on the Lilat system. The Star Fox team eventually defeats both Star Wolf and defends the Lilat system from Andros. Following their successful mission, the team decides to go on more adventures and discover other systems. So I know that Star Fox is a relatively popular franchise, in large part thanks to the Smash series, but I think it's really deserving of its own movie franchise in the MCU. This is the first installment, there'll be others, so I hope you're all excited to see more of Fox and the gang. They are classic Nintendo characters, and I hope you enjoyed the plot of their first project. Now let's go on to a sequel of sorts from the first phase of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. So the second to last project is Metroid The Legend of Samus Season 2, and still the main actress we have is Karen Gillan, who is returning as Samus. And we have 6 episodes of Season 2 that follow Samus hunting down the space pirate Ridley, who we saw in the first season, who has since taken control of the space pirates. Eventually, we see Samus confront Ridley, and Samus is seemingly left for dead until a baby Metroid saves Samus. While the Metroid dies in the process, it also seemingly kills Ridley as well, but protects Samus and allows her to go on more adventures. At the very end, Samus learns about the Chozo warrior tribe, who is rumored to have been playing a role in the rise of the space pirates in the recent years, and she sets out to uncover their evil schemes, which sets up a Metroid movie in the future. So yes, the Metroid series will end up setting up a Metroid movie. I think that they will eventually do a Metroid movie. I think it's only a matter of time, although the character is not, I feel like, as popular as people think, But with Metroid Dread coming out a few years ago, I think that really enhanced the hype and speculation around what's going to happen with the future of the Metroid franchise. So I think it's only a matter of time before it becomes big enough for Nintendo to consider making it its own sort of franchise. So that was the second to last project. Let's go ahead and talk about the last project. The final project of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe Phase 2 is Kirby Kingdom of the Crystal Shards. And for the cast, we have Kirby, still voiced by Andy Samberg, and King Dedede, still voiced by Kenan Thompson. We have Ribbon, voiced by Sarah Silverman, Adeline, voiced by Kristen Schohol, and Dark Matter, voiced by Lewis Black. So the movie follows the same general plot as the game. Dark Matter overtakes Ripple Star, and Ribbon flees with the Sacred Crystal, but it's shattered and the pieces are spread across the galaxy as she's fleeing. Ribbon seeks the help of Kirby to recover the crystals, reform the Sacred Crystal, and use its power to defeat Dark Matter. Kirby meets new friends along the journey, such as Adeline, and is reunited with King Dedede, who he has to fight because he's been mind-controlled by Dark Matter. The team regathers the Crystal Shards and uses them to defeat Dark Matter, saving the universe and restoring Ripple Star to its former glory. And that is the Nintendo Cinematic Universe Phase 2. So I know this is sort of a quick run through, I know this sort of seems haphazard, and it's because it is. I wrote all of this in a day, I recorded this in a day, and I will hopefully finish editing it in a day. I hope that doesn't take away from the quality, and I hope you all enjoyed. And we'll see if we get a Phase 3, depends on how this video does, so if you liked this video, make sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments that you enjoyed, and we will make sure to get a Phase 3. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again real soon. Have a happy holidays, and a very Merry Christmas.